The U.S. once again carried out strikes in eastern Syria, targeting facilities used by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, marking the third time in 3 weeks that such strikes have been carried out. This time, according to Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, the U.S. targeted a training facility as well as a safe house in eastern Syria used by the IRGC and affiliated groups. This marks the third time in 3 weeks we've seen the U.S. carry out strikes against the IRGC and its affiliated groups, and that's because of the ongoing attacks the U.S. has seen on its forces in Iraq and Syria. As of the latest update on Thursday, the U.S. has seen about 46 attacks against its forces, mostly drone and rocket attacks in Iraq and Syria. Those attacks, according to the Pentagon, have resulted in 56 injuries to U.S. forces, mostly minor traumatic brain injuries and minor injuries. It is because of that that the U.S. once again felt the need to act, trying to calibrate the response to send a message of deterrence to Iran while also not escalating the situation. Austin called these precise strikes and says they'd been directed by President Joe Biden. We saw the U.S. target weapons and storage facilities over the course of the past several weeks, again calibrating those responses to try to avoid a further escalation. The U.S. has been watching very closely what's happening with the conflict in Gaza between Israel and Hamas, but it has tried to separate that from the rest of the region. Still, it hasn't been successful in that effort, as groups affiliated with Iran have continued to carry out attacks on U.S. forces. The U.S. responding to those, trying to send a message to Iran not to attack again, while also trying to make sure the situation doesn't escalate unnecessarily and the conflict in Gaza spreading farther in the region. Oren Lieberman, CNN in Tel Aviv.